and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to CNBCTV18's CFO Awards. Now, the macroeconomic climate in the last few years has continued to be challenging, and the uncertainty of global financial markets had a significant impact on emerging market economies, including India.
That's right, Sumaira, which is why the role of an Indian CFO is more crucial than ever. Tell you a little bit more about that and welcome our illustrious nominees and audience. Here's the executive editor for CNBCTV18, Menika Doshi.
Well, the good news is that for the first time in the history of India, India's company law finally recognizes the chief financial officer as a key managerial personnel. It's taken the Ministry of Corporate Affairs 60 years to figure out what you guys do and how important it is and give it recognition. So a big round of applause for that. 2014 promises to be a watershed year, and mostly because it marks the comeback of hope in this country. After a very, very long time, the economy is attempting to make a U-turn. The equity markets are headed north. Investment bankers are finally smiling. And finally, we have the fiscal deficit hopefully heading south, interest rates that seem less inclined to climb, and the rupee which hopefully will never go to 70, at least not in the next few years or so. I hope you enjoy this evening. I want to congratulate again on behalf of everybody here at CNBC TV18, all of you tonight, not just the winners. It's been a tough few years, and all of you have survived. You all are here to accept awards and much acclaim that you deserve. So thank you very much for being here, and have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Menika. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long and exhaustive process to narrow down the outstanding winners of the CNBC TV18 CFO Awards, and we couldn't leave that grueling task to just anyone. Our illustrious jury members have spent hours debating and weighing each nominee to finally agree upon the winners of each category of these awards. I, for one, Sumaira, would not want to be in any of their shoes.
Well, nor I, Nigel, but let's hear from the man who's actually chaired our jury this year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our chief guest for the evening, the chairman of ICICI Bank, Mr. K.V. Kamath.
People ask me, do you see change already starting to happen? We're clearly seeing change starting to happen in the market context. Markets are cheering. Markets, question could be asked, are they ahead of the curve? I think markets need to be ahead of the curve on the upside or the downside. And that's where the market is wiser than we individuals, or we to a large extent in a collective way. Markets are ahead of us. So indeed, change is happening. I can say that as a banker, we are not seeing as yet an inflow in terms of a pipeline of projects coming to us for assistance, but I'm happier when companies raise capital in the marketplace, leveraging the opportunity that is there in the market. So I'm sure that all of you look forward to this year and to the next few years, the whole degree of optimism, which probably was out of our minds and out of our system for the last 4 or 5 years. So that's what I wish you to start with. My compliments and congratulations to every winner. And we look forward to you navigating the next year. We take all the year of hope with exemplary performance. Good luck and good wishes. Thank you.
Well, Sumaira, looking around, I think we're surrounded by some pretty heavy hitters from the financial industry. So I'm thinking we shouldn't allow this opportunity to pass us by.
Well, for once you're right, Nigel. We need to take advantage of this August gathering, so let me hand it back to Menika to do what she does best.
We do this every CFO Awards. This is where we talk to CFOs, get a sense of what they're expecting the next year will bring, talk a little bit about their CEOs, inspiration, and maybe poke a little bit of fun as well in the process. So we'll start with Mr. Shankaraman.
Yeah, I think for the first time in the last 3 years, there's something to look forward to. And I see there's a keenness to get off the block that we find ourselves in. I think there is much more optimism and hope.
Thank you so much,
you.
Mr. Shankaraman. Mr. Mistry? If I was Arun Jaitley, what would you ask me for?
Simpler tax laws, more equitable
You
taxes.
want a new tax law at this point?
I want simpler tax laws. Ambiguity to be removed. You see the amount of ambiguity that is taking place
So
within the tax laws. The litigation that is going on. You need to put an end to it. Because if you look at the ease of doing business, India is one of the worst. And
If
one
it
of the
came with
reasons
doing away with tax concessions, exemptions, would you be okay with that?
if it comes with doing away with some of the tax exemptions, yes, but some of the ones which are growth-oriented, which will help the long-term, long-term growth, those I think are necessary.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mistry. Let me ask a non-CFO question. His team judges all CFOs every single day through various research reports and their comments on companies. What is the toughest thing, Rashesh, that a CFO has to do to please the markets?
I think in the last few
Actually,
years...
sorry, can I scrap that question? Where will the market go next month? Sorry. So, more important question, everybody wants the answer to that.
Actually, in order to get...
27,000, 28,000, 29,000.
I think I'm going to switch on CNBC to find the answer in the coming week.
Excellent idea.
It's actually hard to say where, but I think the trend is obviously very positive because ultimately the markets reflect the economic trend and the optimism that is there because as earlier Mr. Kamath was saying, the markets try and discount the future either on the up or the down. So currently I think the future looks very optimistic. It's not just the Indian investors. I think even international investors are very hot on India in terms of what kind of structural changes can happen in India now. And I think on that basis, the market trend seems to be on the up.
Okay, but you didn't give me a number. Where will it be?
But I think over the coming 3-5 years, I think it's a good asset class to be. And we expect at least 15-20% kind of return that investors will make. But there'll be ups and downs, there'll be volatility. The expectations are so high that there will be volatility, maybe some disappointment also.
Thank you for being a sport. I am looking for Pratibha Advani. Yeah, yes, sorry. Why aren't there more women more women CFOs? We have a few here tonight, but not enough clearly.
Well, it is also tough because the expectation from an Indian woman is, equal contributor at home and in office, which tends to get difficult. So unless you have supportive partners like I have, who encourage you all the time, it does get difficult for women.
Rashesh didn't answer my question. I'll ask it to you. Where will the markets be this week?
You know what? I wake up watching CNBC and I sleep watching CNBC. So you are the best person to answer that.
Superbly fielded. Thank you so much, Pratibha. All right. I'm going to put the last question since, we can't do this all evening. Mr. Kamath sitting right here. Sir, Mike. If you were Arun Jaitley, what are the 3 things that you would do?
I am not.
Well, I don't look like him, but I've been getting wish lists.
No, firstly, Rashesh did give an answer. Which, again, I'm sure every CFO here caught it. He said very quietly that, the investor could expect a return of between 15 and 20%. And they would all have compounded it. If it's 15% in the next 5 years, you cross 50,000. If it is 20%, you cross 75,000.
Sir, if I may interrupt you. He's very smart. He said 15 to 20% and he gave no time period.
No, I think everybody understands it is.
15 to 20% for a year, 2 years, 3 years,
I think we will interpret it the way we want. I would say next 10 years.
Next 10 years?
Yes, indeed.
The markets will go up 15 to 20% over the next 10 years.
If,
Every year over the next 10 years or only after 10 years?
No. If I have to get my confidence back, I'm going to say that we have to grow at 10% as a nation over the next 2 years and then keep going for the next 15 years. If that were so, I think the market growing at 15% is not unreasonable. That's all I'm saying. But will we be able to facilitate it? A lot of people in government also will have to become facilitation in a facilitation mindset for that to happen. So you have to set the mood right, set the expectations right, and deliver on those.
I'll ask you a non-serious question. Where will the market be next week, sir?
I watch you every day.
Disastrous.
Watch you, your friends and colleagues every day in the morning, and I watch you every day at the end of the day to understand where it is going. And I am wiser after the fact.
So I'm clueless though. I've been asking evereverody here for an answer.
But that's what
so
I'm
that I have
saying
something
also.
to say on Monday afternoon.
That's what I'm saying also, that at the end of the day, I try to, I'm clueless throughout the day, At the end of the day, I hope I'm wiser, but now I know the truth.
Thank you. At least we established
you.
that you watch CNBC TV18
Oh, yes.
morning, afternoon and evening.
Yes.
And night.
Yes.
Yeah? All right.
Thank you.
That's my reward. Thank you very much. Thank you for bearing with me, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have kept you waiting long enough. So with no further ado, let's kick off our CNBC TV18 CFO Awards. Our first category this evening is the best performing CFO in the auto and the auto ancillary sectors. To present the award, I'd like to call upon our chief guest and chairman of the jury, Mr. K.V. Kamath, once again, the CEO of CNBC TV18 Network and Forbes India, Mr. Ani Lunia, and a member of our jury, Vice Chairman and CEO of HDFC Limited, Mr. K.K. Mistry, to join us on stage.
Now, the award for the best performing CFO in the auto and auto ancillary sector goes to a man with 35 years of experience in the automotive industry, Senior Vice President and CFO of Hero Motorcorp, Mr. Ravi Sood.
Our next category is the best performing CFO in the banking sector. The award for the best performing CFO in the banking sector goes to the CFO of HDFC Bank, Mr. Sashi Jagdishan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jagdishan. Congratulations once again. And let's now invite Menika back on stage, please, to join our presenters in giving away the next few awards. Our next category is for the best performing CFO in the capital goods sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner for the best performing CFO in the capital goods sector is a man who's an agent of growth with an eye to the future. The Director of Finance and Group CFO of Havells India, Rajesh Gupta.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta, and congratulations on your award.
And to join Mr. Kamath and Menika in presenting the next set of awards, we'd like to invite a jury member and whole-time director and CFO of L&T, Mr. R. Shankar Raman, and the CEO of JubilantFoodWorks, Mr. Ajay Kaul, to the stage.
Our next category is the best performing CFO in the FMCG and retail sector. The best performing CFO in the FMCG and retail sector is President and CFO of JubilantFoodWorks, Mr. Ravi Shankar Gupta.
Thank you so much. Let's get on with our next category this evening, which is the best performing CFO in the infrastructure and power sector. The winner for the best performing CFO in the infrastructure and power sector has spent the better part of a decade at the helm of finance in the public sector. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former Executive Director of Finance for NTPC, Mr. A.K. Singhal.
Thank you, Mr. Singhal, and congratulations on your award. Our next award is for the best performing CFO in the IT and the ITS sector. The winner in this category is a financial maven with over 25 years of experience in strategy, risk, and governance. The CFO of NIT Technologies, Mrs. Pratibha Advani.
Our next category this evening is the best performing CFO in the metal sector. The best performing CFO in the metal sector is the CFO of Hindustan Zinc, Mr. Amitabh Gupta.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta, and congratulations on your award. And we'd like to invite the Chairman and Managing Director of Indian Overseas Bank, Shri M. Narendran, and Managing Director of Shri Ram City Union Finance, Mr. G.S. Sundarajan, to join our presenters on stage. On to our next award then. It's for the best performing CFO in the NBFC sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the best performing CFO in the NBFC sector is a lady who has 20 years in retail and corporate finance under her belt and is a core member of a group, the CFO of Shri Ram City Union Finance, Mrs. Shubhashri Shriram.
Well, our ninth award this evening is the best performing CFO in the oil and gas and chemical sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the best performing CFO in the oil and gas and chemical sector is now the Chairman and Managing Director of BPCL, Mr. S. Vardarajan.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next category is the best performing CFO in the pharma and the healthcare sector. The best performing CFO in the pharma and the healthcare sector is a man who has devoted more than a decade to the trajectory of the company. Senior Vice President of Finance and Accounts for Sun Pharma, Mr. Uday Baldota.
We're finally getting to the final sector-specific category this evening, which is for the best performing CFO in the telecom space. The award for the best performing CFO in the telecom sector goes to the global CFO of Bharti Airtel, Mr. Shrikant Balachandran.
Thank you, Mr. Balachandran, and congratulations on your award. And we'd also like to invite the whole-time director and CFO of L&T, Mr. R. Shankaraman, back on stage for one more award. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the most coveted award of this evening. Yes, you guessed right. The CFO of the Year. I, for one, am dying to know who takes home the big one. So, ladies and gentlemen, get up on your feet and welcome to the stage the CNBCTV18 CFO of the Year, the CFO of Hero MotoCorp, Mr. Ravi Sud.
Well, first of all, I want to dedicate this award to an institution. And that institution's name is Dr. Bijmoh Lal Punjab. I think that is the institution which has taught me many things in my life. The first institution was my alma mater, Institute of Management, which gave me a lot of skills which I applied in my life. Second institution, I met first time in 1998 when I joined this company. That institution has given me many things. Some of the things are humility. Number two, don't look at short term. Build long-term relationships. World will recognize you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, to deliver the thank you note, the Chairman and Managing Director of the Indian Overseas Bank, Mr. M. Narendra.
Good evening. From the Indian Overseas Bank, I bring bouquet of greetings and good wishes to all the participants, particularly the CEOs of the various corporates and also the great winners. And we are also happy that this is the second year in succession we are associated with the CFO Award as a presenter. It is a great opportunity, as I believe that bankers and the corporates are having a lot of things to do together, and without the CFO, bank cannot make it happen in the corporate. The CFOs are not only doing the excellent qualitative and quantitative balance sheet, they are also embracing the entire strategies, the changes to be brought in, and they drive the corporate to the excellent benchmarks. Those of the award winners of the last year had set a new benchmark, and the current year, again, the CFOs have set in another benchmark. As far as Indian Overseas Bank, we are grateful to CNBCTV18 and as well as our great banker, visionary, and Sri K.V. Kamath, whose leadership and along with his team of other professionals in the corporate world has selected the best selection. Particularly the CFO of this year, Mr. Sood, and all the others, I wish all the best. Thank you.
I'd like to especially thank Mr. Kamath for taking time off. I'd like to thank all the jury members are here. I'd like to thank last year's winner of this award. Shankar won it last year. Thank you for taking the time off for coming for the jury meeting and coming here this evening. And congratulations to all of you. I'd also like to say thank you to Mr. Narendra. He's been a friend. We've had arguments. We've maintained a healthy relationship of being a journalist, questioning a person who runs a bank, a person who has done a very good job in a very tough environment, in a very tough situation. Mr. Narendra started his banking career in 1975 as a trainee officer. He joined IOB as chairman and managing director in 2010, and that's when I got to know him. And why am I saying all of this? He retires on July 31st, so I think in recognition of the work he done for the bank and for the industry, we've got a small memento to give him. So, Mr. Narendra, please accept this on behalf of CNBCTV18.
Well, it's time now to thank all of our co-presenters. It's truly been a glittering evening and I've thoroughly enjoyed myself and all of this entire award ceremony. So let me thank our co-presenting sponsor, the Indian Overseas Bank, our jury members, our entire audience and all our nominees, and offer hearty congratulations to all of our winners tonight. That's all from us here at the CNBC TV18 CFO Awards. Good night. We'll see you again next year.